Your mind isn't just connected to the universe. It is the universe in motion. Every thought, every emotion, every shift in your reality ripples through an invisible web of energy, shaping the world around you. This isn't just philosophy, it's science in action. Quantum physics has already proven it. Everything is connected and your subconscious is the bridge. But here's the catch. For centuries, this knowledge has been hidden, ignored, or at best, distorted and used against you. Those who understand its power have manipulated the signals your mind receives, keeping you trapped in a lower state of awareness. The world doesn't want you to realize that your subconscious is more than just a storage of memories and habits. It's a powerful transmitter, capable of shaping reality itself. Ancient wisdom and cutting-edge science point to the same truth. Once you master quantum entanglement, you unlock a level of connection that changes everything. You stop being a passive player in someone else's game and start rewriting the rules, because when you take control of the frequency your mind is tuned to, you stop reacting and start creating. For centuries, a hidden truth has been carefully guarded, one so powerful that those in control ensured it remained out of reach. But the veil is lifting, and what was once reserved for the elite is now within your grasp. This isn't about superstition or mysticism. It's about energy, the very force that shapes everything around you, from the air you breathe to the thoughts you think. Science confirms what ancient traditions have long understood. Everything in the universe is made of vibrating energy, from the smallest atom to the vast expanse of space. It's not a matter of belief, but of physics. Right now, your body is immersed in an ocean of energy, constantly interacting with unseen forces. But here's where things take a turn. Your mind has been conditioned to ignore it. Without realizing it, you've been filtering out this connection, shutting yourself off from the limitless power flowing through and around you. Most people go through life unaware of this force, convinced that their physical limits are set in stone. But every so often, someone stumbles upon this hidden potential, often by accident. Take Daniel, for example, an ordinary man with no prior knowledge of energy work. One evening, after a long and stressful day, he tried a simple breathing technique he had read about. He wasn't expecting anything unusual, just a moment of calm. But as he focused on his breath, something shifted. A warmth spread through his hands, a tingling sensation that felt almost electric. He dismissed it at first, assuming it was just better circulation. But as the days passed and he continued his practice, he realized he could amplify this feeling, even move it through his body at will. What had started as a random sensation soon became an undeniable experience. He had tapped into something real. What Daniel discovered wasn't an anomaly. His body, like every other, is a conductor of energy, much like copper wire channels electricity. Energy follows pathways, moving through us in ways most never notice. But the moment you begin to pay attention, everything changes. By training yourself to recognize and direct this flow, you unlock abilities that seem extraordinary: enhanced physical resilience, faster recovery, and heightened awareness. These aren't miracles. They are natural principles at work, the same ones that govern the universe. Stories of people accelerating healing, improving mental clarity, and even influencing their surroundings through focused intention are more common than you might think. The human mind, when properly trained, has the ability to direct energy with precision. This isn't wishful thinking, it's something that has been observed time and time again. Quantum physics even supports this idea. Particles can interact across vast distances instantaneously, a phenomenon that defies traditional logic. If energy is interconnected at such a fundamental level, then the energy within you is not separate from the world around you. So why hasn't this knowledge been made widely available? The answer is as old as civilization itself: control. Those who understood this power sought to keep it for themselves, weaving it into complex rituals, making it seem unattainable to the average person. They cloaked it in mystery, ensuring that only a select few could wield it. But the truth is far simpler. You don't need secret initiations or years of study. Your body is already wired to interact with energy. You just need to remember how to listen. Awakening to this reality starts with something as simple as awareness. The next time you sit in stillness, close your eyes and focus on your hands. Breathe deeply and slowly. and notice the sensations. If you rub your palms together and then separate them slightly, you may feel a subtle resistance, an invisible force between them. That's not imagination, it's real. The more you practice, the stronger your sensitivity becomes. Before long, you can learn to direct this energy, guiding it through your body, using it to enhance your well-being, strengthen your focus, and even influence the space around you. This knowledge is not reserved for the gifted or the chosen few. It belongs to everyone willing to explore it. The forces that have controlled this information for centuries can no longer keep it hidden. You stand at the threshold of something profound, the ability to harness the energy that has always been yours. The only question left is, are you ready to take that first step? For decades, hidden behind classified documents and top-secret projects, the military has studied abilities that many dismiss as impossible. They've poured resources into experiments that prove something astonishing. Energy control is real, teachable, and far more powerful than most people realize. And yet, despite these discoveries, the world remains largely unaware. Why? Because the truth has been buried beneath layers of complexity, wrapped in secrecy, and distorted by those who seek to profit from it. Some take this knowledge and turn it into something mystical, adding unnecessary rituals, expensive courses, and restrictive rules designed to make it seem unattainable. But the truth is far simpler. Energy control isn't reserved for a chosen few. It's a natural human ability, one that has been ignored, suppressed, or forgotten. The only thing you need to unlock is awareness and practice. As you begin to explore these abilities, you'll notice small but undeniable changes. Your senses sharpen. You become more attuned to your environment, picking up on details that others miss. Your intuition strengthens, guiding you in ways that feel almost effortless. Some even report affecting electronic devices without touching them, lights flickering when they walk by, phones reacting oddly in their presence. These aren't supernatural gifts. They are simply the result of understanding and harnessing the same energy that exists all around us. But what's most exciting is that we're only beginning to grasp the full potential of these abilities. More and more people are experimenting with energy control, pushing the boundaries of what was once thought possible. They are tapping into a force that has always been there, waiting to be recognized. And as they do, a new understanding of reality is emerging, one that challenges everything we thought we knew about the limits of human potential. Quantum entanglement is one of the most baffling and revolutionary discoveries in modern physics. Imagine two particles so deeply connected that no matter how far apart they are, even if they're on opposite ends of the universe, when something happens to one, the other reacts instantly. It's as if an invisible thread binds them together, defying the laws of space and time. Einstein himself was disturbed by this phenomenon, calling it spooky action at a distance because it seemed impossible under traditional physics. And yet, experiment after experiment has confirmed that this connection is real. Scientists have entangled particles and separated them by vast distances, yet their link remains unbroken. In one groundbreaking study, researchers managed to entangle two electrons more than a kilometer apart, proving that their properties stayed synchronized no matter the distance. But what does this mean for you? The implications stretch far beyond physics labs and theoretical discussions. Quantum entanglement is already shaping the world in ways most people don't realize. It's the foundation of quantum computing, where entangled particles process information at speeds impossible for traditional computers. These machines can solve complex problems, decode massive amounts of data, and simulate realities in ways we never imagined. Scientists are also using entanglement to develop highly advanced measurement tools. These devices can detect the slightest changes in gravity, magnetic fields, and even time itself. They are revolutionizing everything from GPS technology to the search for underground resources, giving us new ways to interact with the physical world. And then there's the most intriguing application of all, communication. Quantum networks, using entangled particles, have the potential to create unbreakable encryption. If anyone tries to intercept a message sent through this method, the entanglement is disrupted, and both the sender and receiver immediately know. This level of security is already being tested. In fact, China has successfully launched a satellite that transmits encrypted messages using quantum entanglement, signaling the beginning of a new era in secure communication. But beyond its technological applications, quantum entanglement forces us to rethink the nature of reality itself. If two particles can affect each other instantly across vast distances, then what does that say about the fundamental structure of the universe? Some scientists now believe that everything, every atom, every thought, every action, is connected through a vast unseen network of entanglement. This idea isn't new. Ancient traditions have long spoken of an invisible web that links all things, a universal consciousness that connects every being. Now, science is beginning to catch up, providing tangible proof that separation is an illusion. The atoms in your body may be entangled with those across the galaxy. Every choice you make, every shift in your energy, could send ripples through this interconnected fabric in ways we are only starting to understand. This realization changes everything. It means that you are not isolated, not confined to the physical limits of your body. Your energy extends beyond you, influencing the world in ways both subtle and profound. The thoughts you think, the emotions you cultivate, the intentions you set, they all matter. They shape reality in ways that science is only beginning to explain. So where does that leave you? Right here, standing at the edge of something extraordinary. The hidden knowledge about energy control is no longer hidden. The science behind entanglement is no longer theoretical. You have the power to tap into something greater, something that has always been a part of you. All you need to do is take the first step, open your mind, tune into the energy around you, and begin to explore the vast, limitless potential that has been waiting for you all along. For years, quantum entanglement was thought to be a phenomenon that existed only in the strange, invisible world of subatomic particles. Scientists marveled at the way two particles could remain mysteriously connected, responding to each other's changes instantaneously, no matter how far apart they were. It defied the laws of classical physics, bending space and time in ways that made even Einstein uneasy. But now, the boundaries of this phenomenon are expanding, forcing us to reconsider what we thought was possible. Recent experiments have shattered old assumptions, revealing that quantum entanglement isn't confined to the microscopic realm. Researchers have successfully entangled larger objects, tiny diamonds, living bacteria, and even structures complex enough to suggest that entanglement could play a fundamental role in biology itself. This discovery opens doors to astonishing possibilities, hinting that the very processes governing life may operate under principles far stranger than we ever imagined. Could quantum mechanics influence the way our bodies function, the way our brains process information, and even the way consciousness itself arises? These findings have far-reaching future ramifications that go well beyond theoretical physics. What if computers could solve problems so complicated that it would take millions of years for the most sophisticated supercomputers of today to solve them? A society in which communication networks are completely impenetrable, and messages vanish as soon as someone attempts to intercept them. A world where medical technology is so accurate that illnesses can be identified before any symptoms show up, providing treatment before the ailment has a chance to spread. However, despite all of its potential, quantum entanglement is still a mysterious force. A great deal of accuracy is needed to control it. The entangled state can quickly collapse due to the environment's ability to rapidly break the fragile bonds between particles. Scientists need to protect their quantum systems from even the smallest interference, and sustain these delicate connections by keeping them at unthinkably low temperatures. Even with these obstacles, change is happening at an astounding rate. Each year, fresh discoveries are made that push the boundaries of what is conceivable. Tech behemoths like Google and IBM are competing to create quantum computers that exceed current capabilities. Researchers worldwide are discovering novel applications of entanglement for secure communication, powerful computing, and medicinal breakthroughs. Perhaps the most revolutionary step will be the creation of a quantum internet, an entirely new kind of network built on the principles of entanglement. Instead of relying on signals traveling through cables or satellites, this network would transmit information instantly, immune to the security flaws that plague our current digital systems. Several countries have already begun laying the groundwork, constructing the first pieces of what could one day become the backbone of global communication. But quantum entanglement challenges more than just technology. It forces us to reconsider the very fabric of reality. If two particles can be linked across vast distances, responding to each other in real time, then what does that say about space itself? About time? Could everything in the universe be connected in ways we have yet to understand? Some scientists now suggest that the structure of reality might be far more fluid than we once believed, a web of interwoven influences stretching across the cosmos. This revelation leads to an even deeper question. Could quantum processes play a role in something as profound as consciousness itself? For decades, the nature of human awareness has puzzled scientists and philosophers alike. Our brains process an immense amount of information every second, yet we experience only a fraction of it at a conscious level. Where does the rest go? How does the subconscious mind work so efficiently, organizing memories, forming patterns, and making decisions before we're even aware of them? Each of the two layers of your mind runs a complex software of its own. The portion of your mind that you are aware of, the ideas you actively manage, the decisions you make, and the attention you focus on, is known as the conscious mind. The subconscious, a huge and potent force that processes information at an astounding rate, is located beneath that, out of your direct line of sight. According to studies, the subconscious mind processes approximately 40 million pieces of information every second, whereas the conscious mind can only process about 40. Every part of your life is being shaped by this quiet supercomputer that operates in the background without you even being aware of it. Imagine it as an iceberg. Your conscious awareness, the things you actively consider, is symbolized by the tiny area above the water. However, behind the surface is a huge, much larger structure that contains the great bulk of your memories, sensations, and thoughts. Your subconscious regulates your respiration, heart rate, and many other autonomic bodily processes. It keeps track of every event, lesson, and pattern you've ever seen in your experience. When you drive, your subconscious manages the intricate coordination, allowing your conscious mind to concentrate on the road instead of thinking about every movement. But what makes the subconscious truly extraordinary is its ability to blur the line between reality and imagination. Your brain doesn't distinguish between what is physically happening and what you vividly picture in your mind. This is why elite athletes visualize their performances before a big event. When they do, their neural pathways fire as if they're actually practicing. The same principle explains why deeply emotional experiences leave lasting imprints. Your subconscious speaks in the language of emotions, images, and symbols, responding more powerfully to feelings than to logic. This hidden force also acts as a filter, deciding what information reaches your conscious awareness. Ever noticed that after buying a new car you suddenly see that model everywhere? It's not that more of them appeared, it's that your subconscious now recognizes them as relevant. This filtering system evolved for survival, helping our ancestors notice potential dangers in their environment. But in the modern world, it can work against you. If your mind is constantly focused on stress or fear, your subconscious highlights more reasons to be anxious, reinforcing the cycle. The good news? This system can be trained. By consciously feeding your mind positive thoughts, engaging in visualization, and shaping your emotional responses, you can reprogram the way your subconscious filters reality. This is why habits are so powerful. They are subconscious programs running automatically. The more you reinforce a pattern, the stronger it becomes. Your subconscious also works on problems in the background, making connections you'd never consciously consider. Ever had a solution pop into your head while taking a shower or going for a walk? That's your subconscious at work, sifting through information and delivering insights when you least expect them. Even while you sleep, this hidden processor is busy consolidating memories, refining skills, and solving problems. This explains why breakthroughs often come in the morning or after stepping away from a difficult task. Understanding the true nature of your mind, its immense power, its hidden functions, its ability to shape your reality, changes everything. It means that you are not just a passive observer of your thoughts and experiences. You are the architect of them, The way you think, the way you feel, the way you perceive the world, it all shapes your reality in ways far deeper than we once understood. And if quantum physics has taught us anything, it's that reality is far stranger, far more connected, and far more flexible than we ever imagined. Science is only beginning to reveal what ancient traditions have long suggested, that everything is linked, that consciousness may extend beyond the physical, and that our understanding of existence is still in its infancy. What we once thought was impossible is now at our fingertips. And as we continue to unlock the secrets of both the universe and the mind, one truth becomes clear: we are far more powerful than we've been led to believe. Your mind is constantly shaping the reality around you, whether you realize it or not. Beneath every decision, every perception, and every reaction lies a hidden force, your subconscious. It works tirelessly, absorbing patterns, filtering information, and guiding you in ways you may not even notice. While your conscious mind is deliberate, slow, and analytical, your subconscious is lightning fast, making connections long before you're aware of them. This is why, when you set a clear intention, your subconscious begins to work in the background, aligning you with the very things you seek. Some call it coincidence, others call it fate, but those who understand how this process works know it as synchronicity. Synchronicity isn't magic. It's simply the natural outcome of focusing your energy and attention in a certain direction. It operates whether you believe in it or not. Just like gravity existed long before Newton put a name to it, the challenge is finding the right balance. Try too hard, and you create resistance. Stay too passive, and nothing changes. The real power lies in the space between, a clear, focused intention combined with a relaxed trust in the process. Think of it like planting a seed. You choose the seed carefully, place it in the soil and water it, but you don't stand over it, demanding it to grow faster. You trust that given time, the natural process will unfold. The more you pay attention to synchronicities, the more you begin to see them everywhere. A conversation that leads to an unexpected opportunity, a book that appears at the perfect moment, a chance meeting with someone who has exactly the insight you need. At first, these moments might seem random, but they follow a deeper pattern, one that becomes clearer the more you understand how energy and intention shape your reality. This brings us to something even more profound: the 3 laws of quantum manifestation. These principles explain why some people seem to attract success effortlessly while others struggle. They reveal why certain desires materialize quickly while others remain elusive. And most importantly, they offer a practical way to align yourself with the natural flow of creation. The first law is simple: energy follows attention. Whatever you focus on, you amplify. If you've ever bought a new car and suddenly noticed the same model everywhere, you've experienced this firsthand. The cars were always there, but your brain had no reason to register them until your attention made them relevant. The same principle applies to everything in life. When you focus on problems, your mind finds more of them. When you shift your focus to possibilities, opportunities begin to appear. But focus alone isn't enough. The second law states that energy resonates with frequency. Imagine a radio. If you want to hear a certain station, you need to tune in to the right frequency. If your thoughts and emotions are broadcasting scarcity, fear, or doubt, you can't expect abundance, confidence, or success to show up in your life. You have to align yourself with the reality you want. This is why those who succeed don't just work toward their goals. They begin to embody the mindset, habits, and energy of someone who has already achieved them. The third law adds the final crucial piece: energy needs direction. Power without aim leads to chaos. Many people have strong desires but scatter their energy in too many directions. They dream of success but constantly shift their focus. They want change but hesitate to take action. Without clear direction, all the focus and positive energy in the world won't bring results. Just like an arrow needs both force and aim to hit its target, your intentions need to be directed with clarity. These 3 laws work together like the elements of a powerful formula. Take Sarah, for example. She wanted to start her own business but had no idea where to begin. Instead of waiting for the perfect moment, she applied these principles. She first directed her attention fully toward becoming an entrepreneur, learning everything she could about business, reading books, and surrounding herself with successful mentors. Then, she shifted her internal frequency. She didn't just wish for success. She started thinking, acting, and making decisions like a business owner. Even before launching her company, she carried herself with the confidence of someone who had already made it. Finally, she gave all this energy a clear direction. She registered her business, developed a product, and took action every day toward her goal. 6 months later, Sarah wasn't just talking about starting a business, she was running one. And what amazed her most was how natural it all felt, as if everything had aligned to support her. She hadn't forced things to happen. She had worked with the natural laws that govern reality. But why do some people apply these ideas and still struggle? The answer is simple. They're usually missing one of the key pieces. Some people focus intensely on their desires, but carry internal doubts that block them. Others feel confident, but fail to take real directed action. It's like trying to bake bread without yeast. You can mix all the ingredients, but without that one essential component, the bread won't rise. All 3 laws must work together. The best way to start is with something small. Choose one thing you want to manifest and direct your full attention toward it. Train your subconscious to recognize it. Then, ask yourself, how would someone who already has this think, feel, and behave? Adjust your mindset to match that frequency. Finally, take real, intentional action toward making it happen. Perhaps you want to attract new friendships. Start by focusing on being more social. Pay attention to moments when you can connect with others. Then embody the energy of someone who is friendly and open. Speak with confidence, show genuine interest, and cultivate warmth in your interactions. Finally, take directed action. Attend events, initiate conversations, and create opportunities to meet people. You'll be surprised at how naturally the right connections begin to unfold. These laws don't rely on luck, and they aren't about sitting back and hoping the universe delivers what you want. They are as real and consistent as gravity. The only difference is that most people use them unconsciously, attracting results by default instead of by design. But when you begin to apply them deliberately, you stop feeling like life is something happening to you and start realizing that you are and always have been a powerful creator of your reality. The key is trust, not just in the process but in yourself. When you align your energy, thoughts, and actions in the right direction, you don't have to force things. Life begins to move with you. Doors open, paths clear, and what once felt out of reach becomes inevitable. All you have to do is step into it. Most people drift through life without realizing the immense power they hold to shape their reality. They react instead of creating, wondering why things never seem to go their way. But the truth is, whether consciously or not, everyone is constantly shaping their world through thoughts, habits, and beliefs. The key difference between those who live with purpose and those who feel lost is simple: understanding how the mind works and using it deliberately. Once you grasp the principles that govern your mind, you can't unsee them. You'll notice when your focus drifts toward negativity, when your energy doesn't align with your desires, and when your efforts lack direction. These patterns become obvious, like stepping outside and suddenly recognizing the wind's direction. And with this awareness comes power, the ability to reshape your mental pathways and transform your life from the inside out. Your brain is not a rigid machine. It's a living, evolving system that changes with every thought, decision, and experience. Every belief you hold, every habit you follow, and every emotion you feel is wired into your brain like trails in a vast forest. Some paths are clear and well-trodden, making them easy to follow. These are the automatic behaviors you barely think about: checking your phone first thing in the morning, reacting defensively to criticism, procrastinating when faced with a challenge. The more you walk these paths, the stronger they become. But what most people don't realize is that they can carve out new trails leading to entirely different destinations. And the more these new trails are used, the more natural they become. Imagine walking through an overgrown forest. The first few steps on a new path are tough, branches in the way, tangled roots beneath your feet. But each time you walk it, the path becomes clearer, easier, and more inviting. This is how your brain rewires itself. Each time you make a different choice, choosing patience over frustration, gratitude over resentment, action over hesitation, you start clearing a new path. It might feel unnatural at first, but with enough repetition, it becomes second nature. This process is called neuroplasticity, and it's the foundation of all transformation. The mind responds best to gradual shifts rather than sudden, overwhelming changes. If you've ever set an ambitious goal only to abandon it a few weeks later, you've experienced this firsthand. Trying to change too much at once is like attempting to bulldoze an entire forest in a day. It's exhausting and unsustainable. The key is to start small. If you want to build confidence, begin with one daily action that reinforces self-trust. If you want to develop discipline, start with a single manageable commitment. A 5-minute meditation, a short workout, a single act of kindness. Small changes, repeated consistently, create powerful results. One of the most effective ways to build a habit is by linking it to something you already do. Your brain loves patterns, and when you attach a new behavior to an existing routine, it strengthens the connection. If you want to practice mindfulness, do it right after you wake up. If you want to drink more water, take a sip every time you check your phone. These simple links act as triggers, making it easier for the new habit to stick. Consistency is what transforms an intention into a reality. Neuroscientists suggest that it takes about 3 weeks to start forming a new neural connection and longer to make it second nature. But the real secret isn't just repetition, it's emotional reinforcement. Every time you celebrate a small victory, your brain releases chemicals that strengthen the new pathway. Feeling good about progress, no matter how small, accelerates the rewiring process. Acknowledge every step forward, and your brain will crave more of that progress. Of course, setbacks happen, old patterns resurface, doubts creep in, and sometimes the pull of familiar habits feels overwhelming. This is where patience becomes essential. Your old patterns were built over years, even decades. Expecting them to disappear overnight is unrealistic. Instead of getting frustrated, think of each misstep as an opportunity to strengthen your awareness. The moment you notice an old habit creeping in, you have a choice: to follow the old path or redirect your energy toward the new one. Awareness creates space for transformation. Imagine waking up in the morning and reaching for your phone, only to stop yourself. Instead of scrolling through notifications, you take 3 deep breaths. It feels small, almost insignificant. But in that moment, you've made a different choice. And the more you repeat it, the stronger that choice becomes until one day it's no longer a conscious effort. It's simply who you are. The science behind this is clear. Every thought and action strengthens certain connections between brain cells while weakening others. The pathways you use the most become dominant, while the ones you neglect begin to fade. This explains why bad habits lose their grip when you stop reinforcing them. The trails in your mental forest don't disappear instantly, but with time and disuse they become overgrown, making room for new paths to take their place. You can accelerate this process by engaging multiple senses. If you're learning something new, write it down, say it aloud, and move your body while thinking about it. The more areas of your brain you activate, the stronger the connection becomes. This is why students who take handwritten notes remember information better than those who only read passively. Your brain is built to respond to engagement. But there's one factor that can slow this process down: stress. When you're overwhelmed, your brain shifts into survival mode, prioritizing short-term safety over long-term change. This is why it's harder to build good habits when you're exhausted or anxious. Managing stress through rest, movement, and mindfulness isn't just about feeling better. It directly impacts your brain's ability to rewire itself. The more relaxed and focused you are, the easier it is to build new patterns. The environment is also very important. Make it simple for your brain to select the new course if you're attempting to break a habit. Get rid of junk food from your home if you wish to eat healthy. Put books in places where people may see them if you want to read more. Your brain is more likely to follow the intended pattern if it encounters less resistance. You may organize your environment to help you succeed instead of depending just on willpower. Change begins with awareness. Start noticing the patterns you follow without thinking. Observe the moments when you react out of habit rather than choice. Each time you catch yourself, you create a small pause, a space where transformation begins. This pause is where power lies, because in that moment, you are no longer a prisoner of old patterns, you are the creator of new ones. Your mind is constantly evolving, capable of change at any moment. No pattern is permanent unless you allow it to be. Every thought, every choice, every action is a step toward a new reality. The question is, where will you direct that power? Because the habits you reinforce today will shape the person you become tomorrow, and with enough time and practice, those new patterns will feel just as natural as the old ones once did. Emotions shape our reality more than we realize. They are not just fleeting reactions to life, but currents of energy that either fuel us or drain us. Most people experience emotions passively, letting them dictate their mood, choices, and energy levels without understanding their true nature. But emotions are not obstacles. They are powerful forces waiting to be directed. Learning how to work with them instead of against them can transform your entire experience of life. Imagine emotions as raw energy moving through you. Anger can feel like a raging fire, fear like an electric charge, and sadness like a heavyweight. When left unchecked, these emotions can deplete you, leaving you exhausted and disconnected. But if you learn to harness them, they become some of the most potent sources of motivation and transformation. Take anger, for example. Many people see anger as destructive, something to suppress or avoid, but ignoring it only pushes it deeper, where it festers and eventually erupts in unhealthy ways. Instead of resisting anger, acknowledge it. Feel where it sits in your body. Is it tightness in your jaw? A burning sensation in your chest? That heat is raw energy, waiting to be directed. Channel it into something productive, exercise, creative work, or focused action. The key is not to let anger control you, but to guide your energy towards something useful. Fear is another emotion often misunderstood. It triggers a primal response in the body, a surge of adrenaline preparing you to flee or fight. If left unmanaged, fear keeps you stuck, paralyzed by endless what-ifs. But when used correctly, fear sharpens your senses, heightens awareness, and forces you to pay attention to details you might otherwise overlook. Instead of shrinking from fear, lean into it. Ask yourself what it's trying to tell you. Often, fear highlights areas where growth is needed. It points to the edges of your comfort zone, urging you to expand beyond them. Sadness, too, holds hidden power. It slows you down, making you reflect, turning your focus inward. Many try to escape sadness by numbing it. Distractions, constant entertainment, anything to avoid feeling the weight of it. But sadness is not your enemy. It reveals what matters most to you. When you allow yourself to feel it fully, you uncover deeper truths about yourself and what you truly value. This clarity can serve as fuel for change, guiding you toward what your heart truly desires. The secret to working with emotions lies in acceptance. Most people waste energy fighting what they feel, resisting emotions as if they shouldn't exist. But resistance only amplifies them. The moment you stop resisting and allow yourself to feel, energy is freed. Instead of being consumed by an emotion, you become the observer of it. You notice it, acknowledge it, and decide what to do with it. Your body provides constant signals about your emotional state. A clenched jaw, tense shoulders, a racing heart. These are all signs that energy is getting stuck. Learning to recognize these signals gives you the power to shift your state before emotions take over. Movement is one of the simplest ways to clear emotional energy. A short walk, deep stretches, or even shaking out your limbs can help release stagnant emotions. Breathing is another powerful tool. When overwhelmed, most people unconsciously take shallow, rapid breaths, reinforcing stress and anxiety. But deep, intentional breathing signals the body to relax, shifting energy from a reactive state to a responsive one. The simple act of slowing your breath can dissolve tension, making space for clarity and calm. Thoughts play a crucial role in emotional energy. Negative thought loops keep emotions swirling, locking you into draining cycles. But the moment you notice these patterns, you regain control. Ask yourself, is this thought fueling me or draining me? If it's draining, shift your focus. This isn't about forcing positivity, but about recognizing when thoughts are making emotions heavier than necessary. Not all emotions need the same approach. High-energy emotions like excitement or anger need to be grounded so they don't become chaotic. Calm and peaceful emotions, on the other hand, may need activation when it's time to take action. Understanding how to regulate emotional energy allows you to stay in control rather than being thrown off balance by every shift in mood. Mastering your emotions doesn't mean eliminating the difficult ones. It means using all emotional energy wisely. Even the most challenging feelings can become sources of strength when you know how to direct them. This process is not just about feeling better, it's about becoming more powerful and more in control of your inner world. With time and practice, handling emotions becomes second nature. Instead of being drained by anger, fear, or sadness, you recognize them as signals, guiding you toward action. You learn to ride the waves instead of drowning in them. Life doesn't get easier, but you become stronger, capable of transforming every emotional experience into fuel for growth. The mental realm is where reality originates long before it manifests in the physical world. Every great accomplishment and every amazing change begins with a vision, a distinct, unquestionable image that arises from the inside. When paired with strong mental images, your ideas can create a powerful force that can shape your reality. With quantum visualization, you can see, feel, and experience your chosen outcome so clearly that the universe is forced to align with it. This is the basis of quantum visualization. Reflect on how your mind interprets pictures. Your body reacts as though you were actually there when you picture yourself strolling along a warm beach, feeling the sand under your toes, listening to the steady crash of waves, and breathing in the briny ocean air. Your breathing slows, your muscles relax, your senses awaken. A subtle change takes place. It is impossible for your neurological system to discriminate between a vividly imagined event and one that is actually occurring. Successful business people, top sportsmen, and innovative inventors have long known this secret. The process of turning your desires into reality starts when you give your whole attention to their mental image of. Let's put this into practice. Close your eyes and picture a lemon, not just the idea of a lemon, but a real, tangible one. See its slightly dimpled surface, the rich yellow hue, the way the light bounces off its skin. Now imagine cutting into it, watching the juice drip from the freshly sliced half. Smell that sharp citrus aroma. Bring it closer to your mouth and take a bite. Feel the tangy burst of flavor hitting your tongue, the way your taste buds react. Did you notice how your mouth started to water? That was your body reacting to a reality that existed only in your mind. This same principle applies to every dream, goal, or desire you hold. The more detailed and emotionally charged your mental images are, the more your subconscious believes them to be true. The universe itself responds to these signals like a radio picking up a station. But if your signal is weak or filled with static, if your vision is unclear, scattered, or laced with doubt, then the response you receive will be just as chaotic. Clarity is everything. Picture something you deeply desire. Maybe it's financial abundance, radiant health, or a profound sense of inner peace. Don't just wish for it, see it, feel it. Experience it in your mind as if it is already happening. If it's financial success, imagine checking your bank account and seeing the exact number you want. If it's improved health, feel the energy coursing through your body, the lightness in your step, the vitality in your breath. Engage every sense. What does it look like? What does it sound like? How does it feel? The more immersive the experience, the stronger the impact. But mental imagery alone is not enough. Emotion is the fuel that propels your vision into reality. A thought without feeling is like an engine without gas. It goes nowhere. When you visualize, allow gratitude, excitement, and certainty to flood your system. Feel the relief of your dream already being fulfilled, the joy of living it right now. Emotion amplifies the signal you're sending into the quantum field, making it stronger and more magnetic. The degree to which these representations become ingrained also depends on timing. The hours right before bed and right after awakening are when your mind is most open. These are the times when your brain, which serves as a link between the conscious and subconscious minds, is functioning in the calm alpha state. By using visualization techniques during these times, you can help your desires become more ingrained in your beliefs and hasten their realization. The biggest factor interfering with this process is doubt. The frequency you're emitting is weakened the instant you doubt its effectiveness or the viability of your vision. Trust is crucial. Your ambitions require room to grow, just as a seed requires time to sprout under the soil. Even when the outcomes are not yet visible, the universe is always reacting. Visualization is not daydreaming. It's a tool for transformation, but it requires consistency. A single moment of imagining success is not enough. Repeated immersion in that reality strengthens its foundation. And most importantly, visualization must be paired with action. The universe moves through you, not for you. As you hold the vision of your ideal life, take steps toward it. Opportunities will arise, doors will open, and synchronicities will appear. This is how you know you're aligned, how you confirm that the bridge between thought and reality is solid beneath your feet. The mind shapes the world more than we realize. Every great structure, every masterpiece, every revolution began as an idea. What you choose to see within will dictate what unfolds without. If you can hold the image steady, with absolute certainty, it will move from the unseen into the seen. The question is, what will you choose to create? Shifting your reality isn't about wishful thinking. It's about actively engaging with the unseen forces that shape your world. Every thought, every feeling, every action sends out a signal, like ripples in a vast ocean. Most people drift through life unaware of the power they hold, reacting to circumstances rather than shaping them. But the truth is, you are constantly creating whether you realize it or not. The key is to take control of that creation process, to consciously direct it toward the life you truly desire. To do this, you need tools, not abstract ideas, but practical, repeatable methods that reinforce new realities until they become undeniable. These techniques don't require years of training or hours of daily practice. They fit seamlessly into your routine, slipping into the moments where old patterns once ruled. But they do require consistency. The mind clings to the familiar, even if that familiar space is filled with limitation and doubt. At first, resistance may whisper that nothing is happening, that these methods are just illusions. Ignore that voice. Every time you engage in these practices, you rewire your brain, shift your energy, and alter the frequency of what you attract. One of the simplest yet most powerful tools is working with your reflection. Every morning, stand in front of a mirror, look yourself in the eyes, and speak the truth of the reality you are stepping into. Not the one you wish for someday, but the one that is unfolding now. I am strong. I am abundant. I am creating a life I love. The mind absorbs what it sees and hears repeatedly, and when you speak these words with certainty, the deeper layers of your subconscious begin to accept them as fact. Presence is everything in this process. If your mind is scattered, leaping between worries and distractions, your energy is too unfocused to create meaningful change. A simple technique to bring yourself into the moment is to engage your senses fully. Pause and notice 5 things around you: colors, shapes, textures. Feel 4 different sensations: the air on your skin, the fabric of your clothing, the warmth of your hands. Listen for 3 distinct sounds. Inhale 2 scents and become aware of 1 subtle taste. This practice is like anchoring yourself in the here and now, pulling your awareness back from the noise of the past and future. Writing is another gateway to transformation. When you put pen to paper and describe your life exactly as you want it, you bridge the gap between thought and reality. Get specific. Detail what you see, what you hear, what your surroundings feel like. Describe the emotions running through you as if everything has already happened. The act of writing solidifies intention, turning fleeting wishes into tangible blueprints. Read what you've written every morning and night, letting it imprint on your consciousness. The more your mind revisits this reality, the more your external world begins shifting to match it. Energy moves through intention. Imagine surrounding yourself with a force field, an invisible bubble infused with the essence of the reality you are creating. If you desire confidence, fill this space with unwavering self-assurance. If you seek abundance, let the energy of wealth and ease expand within you. Carry this energetic field with you throughout the day, allowing it to shift the way you interact with the world. Subtle changes begin to take root. Opportunities appear, conversations unfold in new ways, and doors open where none existed before. Breaking patterns is crucial. The routines you repeat without thinking reinforce your current reality. Change even the smallest habits, and you create space for something new. Drive a different route to work. Wear a color you never choose. Rearrange your space. Order a meal you wouldn't normally pick. These may seem insignificant, but they send a message to your subconscious. Things are shifting. At first, your mind may resist. The familiar is comfortable even when it no longer serves you. But as you persist, something remarkable happens. New neural pathways form and new responses emerge. One shift leads to another, and suddenly your reality begins moving in a direction it never has before. Track these changes. Keep a notebook, not just for writing your vision, but for recording the small signs of transformation. Maybe you feel more energized. Maybe a long-standing obstacle suddenly disappears. Maybe someone unexpectedly offers exactly the insight or help you need. These are not coincidences. They are proof that the shift is working. You don't have to announce to the world what you're doing. These tools work quietly, seamlessly integrating into daily life. No one needs to know that when you look into a store window, you're reinforcing your self-image, that when you touch an object, you're grounding yourself in the present. As you sit in a meeting or walk down the street, you're subtly adjusting your internal frequency. Adapt these practices to suit you. If mirror work feels best at night, do it then. If scripting your reality flows better during a quiet moment in the afternoon, make that your time. If you like to imagine your energy bubble as a particular color or texture, go with what resonates. This isn't about rigid rules. It's about consistency. The best methods are the ones you actually use. People have reshaped their lives using these techniques. Some have attracted the careers they always dreamed of, others have found deep healing, and many have shifted long-standing struggles into newfound ease. This isn't magic in the sense of wishful thinking. It's the natural outcome of working with the mind, energy, and quantum reality with focused intention. The process begins now. Take a deep breath. Feel the air filling your lungs the way your chest rises and falls. This simple action connects you to the core of your being. Everything in your body functions through electrical signals, chemical reactions, and energetic flow. By learning to work with these systems, you take control of your own transformation. Now bring your attention to your hands. Make a fist, then release it slowly. Notice the tension dissolving, the sensation of letting go. This is how change happens, not in grand, overwhelming leaps, but in small, intentional shifts that build upon each other. Step by step, thought by thought, action by action, you are shaping your world. The reality you desire isn't distant or unreachable. It's waiting for you to claim it, to step into it fully. The tools are in your hands. The only question is, how soon will you begin? Imagine for a moment that every breath you take, every thought you think, and every choice you make is shaping the future version of you. Most people believe they're locked into their current state, trapped by their energy levels, emotions, and habits. But that's not reality. The body is constantly renewing itself, the brain endlessly rewiring and adapting. Right now, change is already in motion within you, whether you realize it or not. The key is learning to direct it. Every time you visualize a goal, your brain begins forming neural pathways to turn that vision into reality. When you adopt even the smallest new habit, you are physically reshaping your mind, laying down fresh circuits that support a different version of yourself. This isn't wishful thinking. It's biology. It's the science of transformation, and it's happening all the time. The question is, are you guiding it, or are you letting it happen by default? Think about how your body responds to your thoughts. When you tell yourself, "I'm exhausted," your brain listens, releasing chemicals that reinforce that fatigue. But when you say, "I'm gaining strength," something shifts. Your system prepares for action, aligning itself with the expectations you've set. Your words are instructions, commands that your body follows, so be intentional with them. Even the way you carry yourself influences your internal chemistry. A slumped posture signals weakness in your nervous system, while standing tall increases confidence. Movement speeds up this process. You don't need an intense workout. Simple, intentional actions are enough. Stretch, walk, breathe deeply. Let your body circulate energy, waking up every cell to the possibility of change. Your senses are powerful tools for rewiring your reality. Sounds influence mood. Certain scents can trigger deep emotions. Colors shift the way you feel without you even realizing it. Take control of these subtle forces. Surround yourself with the kind of environment that supports your transformation. Everything you interact with is either reinforcing your current state or guiding you toward a new one. And then there's sleep, the reset button for your entire system. At night, your body repairs, your brain processes, and your energy realigns. A chaotic mind leads to restless nights, but a calm, intentional evening routine can make all the difference. Dim the lights. Unplug from distractions. Let your body and mind prepare for deep restoration. The way you sleep determines how you show up in the world the next day. Stress isn't your enemy. It's energy waiting to be redirected. That nervousness before a big moment? It's the same energy that fuels action and momentum. Instead of fighting it, channel it. Turn frustration into focus, uncertainty into curiosity, fear into fuel. You get to decide what that energy becomes. Even the food you eat is part of this equation. Heavy, processed meals slow you down, making it harder to access your full potential. Lighter, nutrient-rich foods become steady fuel, supporting your mental clarity and physical strength. Water keeps your cells functioning at their best, like a clear current running through your entire system. Every bite you take, every sip of water, is an act of programming your body's energy. But the most important realization of all? You're not starting from zero. You already have everything you need. Your body knows how to adapt, heal, and grow. Your mind already understands how to learn and expand. This isn't about forcing something unnatural. It's about clearing away the blocks that have kept your energy stagnant. When you stop resisting, when you work with your body and mind instead of against them, transformation happens naturally. Right now, take a deep breath. Feel the expansion in your lungs, the energy moving through you. That feeling of clarity, of possibility, it's not some distant goal. It's already here. Every choice you make from this moment forward is a step in the direction of your new reality. You're not becoming something different. You're revealing who you truly are. If something in this message resonated with you, take a moment to reflect on it. Share your thoughts, engage with this journey, and commit to taking just one small action today. Because real change doesn't happen tomorrow, it begins now.